Hello, my loves. I wanted to take a moment today to kind of give you guys a personal update, and it's something that I feel needs to be addressed regardless because a lot of us could find ourselves easily in this kind of situation. And it's why I pour into you guys as much as I do because we can never know, we can't prepare when life throws us curveballs, and life messing with our income or having any kind of control or say in that aspect could make or break your entire future with your plans and everything. So let me explain. My son recently went to the doctor for a follow-up appointment, found out that his situation was a lot more serious and needed to go to the emergency room literally right that moment. The doctor stopped the appointment, had him go to the emergency room, and that was on Wednesday. So we've been dealing with all of this craziness since Wednesday. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you knew that this week was supposed to be huge because we were going to go live more. I did my Tuesday night call with my Charmy Army insiders. That went like planned, but on Wednesday when we got this news, I had to switch from, hey, I've got all this business stuff going on, to I've got to take my son to the emergency room. He's going to be having emergency surgery. If I was quite literally dependent on going live all the time and had a business, a brick and mortar business that I had to go to, or if I was only dependent on craft shows, as you can see, something like this would have easily killed all of my income that I would have had, because I would need to be present in order to be able to make money. For those who depend on their business, their crafting business, as their 100% sole income, that kind of interruption is not easy to recover from. During that time, I was able to still make sales from my videos and my content. And one of the biggest tips that I gave during the Tuesday night call, which was kind of crazy because I touched base on it. I never thought that I was going to be the example the next day, but it was one of those situations where, because I have had experienced similar situations in the past, I was prepared. And it was why I told all of the insiders that day to make sure that their content had some legs, right? You have, at the beginning, you're posting at least 3 times a day. If later on, after about a 3-month period, you want to whittle it down to about 2 times a day, or down to 1 to 2 times a day, it is what it is. You can do that, right? I missed posting most of this week. I missed going live most of this week. And yet I still met my sales goals. I still met what I needed to do, because while I was sleeping, or while I was in the waiting room waiting for my son to have surgery, or while we were bringing him home, it is one of those things that, because I have my website, because my content was still performing for me, I was able to still make revenue for my business. I wasn't sitting there worrying that because I wasn't live, or because I wasn't at a craft show or some place or a venue or an event, that I wasn't going to bring in my expected revenue goals. So keep that in mind when you guys are wondering, or you're scared to go in front of the camera, or you're given options to just use your hands, or take video of your items. And I've posted this week different tidbits of information that I shared during that call, and I want you guys to take that seriously. You have no excuse, no reason you can't do a little piece of content every single day, 3 times a day. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes long, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes long, it doesn't even have to be a minute long, to showcase your collections and your products, to get the algorithm to understand who you want to target, who you want to be your buyer, your ideal buyer for your products, and the collections, and show them off. Because the more people see it, the more the algorithm starts pushing your content out. And guess what? If you get a life emergency like what I did, you're not going to be worrying whether or not you're going to make a sale. You'll make that sale, but it'll happen on your website. You'll be able to still take care of your family and be there for them without worrying and wondering, if you don't do that live, you're not going to make some money. So I love you guys. I will be back. My son thankfully is back home. He came home yesterday, and now he's just in full recovery for that surgery that he had. I love you guys. Thank you to all who has sent prayers. I know I didn't sit here and widely share it, but I did want to give you the takeaway that I had, that sometimes even the person who gives the advice becomes an example of that advice. So please take that for what it's worth, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions on how else to build your content, how else to get your marketing out there. We're not just bead crafters, we're not just collection crafters, okay? I know we're all human and we have things to do, but you can make some time for your business if you want it to succeed. I love you. Have a great day.